Hi everyone, and welcome to Joe Reviews. Today I'll be reviewing these rope lights by Govee, and also I'll be comparing them since I have Gen 1 and Gen 2 versions. If you're not familiar with Govee, they make a ton of great smart lights for all over your home. In a few of my videos, I've talked about a floor lamp from them that I have in my office, which has been a great accent light for this space. Recently, I decided to try out their rope lights for my living room to add a bit more light to a few places that needed it. I'll cover all the features and discuss the differences between the first and second gen models. I think my living room turned out great, but there are a few areas I wish these lights performed better in, and there were a couple mistakes I made along the way that hopefully you can avoid. Let's get into it. First, I'll briefly cover unboxing for the first gen rope lights. Upon opening the box, you'll find the instructions and other paperwork. Then behind that is the rope light, coiled up with some Velcro straps. The light is connected with a controller, which we'll discuss more later. Behind the light is the power cable to connect with the rope light. Lastly, included are the mounting brackets, which have an adhesive back, and mounting screws if you need a stronger hold for the brackets. I installed the first gen model behind my media console since it's 80 inches long, and the first gen model rope light offers a length of 78 inches, so it fit perfectly behind the console. I wiped clean the area I'd be mounting the brackets to, which is important so the clips don't fall off after a couple of days. Then I peeled off the backs and applied them pretty close to even across the back. Since no one will actually be seeing the light itself, I wasn't too precise with my placement of the clips. Then the rope light just lays inside the clips. It is a pretty snug fit. I am happy with how the clips have performed. None of them are falling off, so the adhesive on the back of them is holding up so far. Then I connected the power cable and plugged it into a Tapo smart plug. Since this is the first gen model, it isn't Apple Home compatible. I used a smart plug so I can turn it on with Siri or the Apple Home app. For the second gen model, unboxing is pretty much the same. The main difference is that it comes with these new bendable clips, which are great for making different shapes. Since I'm putting the second gen model light under my coffee table, the bendable clips work great for installing the rope light in the corners. The second gen model lights are 14% softer, which makes it easier to bend the lights and put it into a shape of your choice. Also upgraded on the second gen model is something Govee calls shape mapping. After you have your rope lights in the shape of your choosing, you can use your phone's camera to take a picture of it, and the Govee app will recognize the shape and import it into the app. I like that Govee came up with this. It's just an easy way to customize the lights of whatever shape you choose to display. Another added feature that the Gen 2 lights have is Matter compatibility. Since I'm an Apple Home user, this was a huge plus for me. Govee typically only supports Amazon Alexa and Google Home. Usually when people are shopping for light strips or RGB-IC lights, another brand they come across is Philips Hue. The first thing you'll notice with Philips is the cost is much higher than Govee, but it worked well with Apple Home. This was one of the biggest drawbacks with Govee lights, was their inability to work well with Apple Home. If Govee keeps adding Matter functionality to their lights, to me they're better value than Philips Hue. There were a couple hiccups when installing these lights, all pretty much due to the fact that I miscalculated how much rope light I'd need. Since these are 10 feet and my coffee table is 4x2, for some reason I thought 10 feet would be enough, but I'd really need 12 feet of rope. This didn't occur to me until after I was nearly done installing the light. The second hiccup is I should have laid out the clips in advance before installing them. I ended up using most of them before I had the light wrapped around the bottom of the coffee table. I ended up using a couple clips from the first gen light that I hadn't used the first time. However, the first gen clips are a little wider and didn't fit the light the best. I ended up using some double-sided tape and it fit a little more snug in the clips. Another issue actually had to do with the build of the coffee table. There are a few support bars that run underneath the coffee table, which meant the light would have to go over it. Due to this, the lights are a little bit more invisible than I would like. I think it still turned out well, just could have been a bit better if I planned more beforehand. So hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and avoid them. These rope lights are really designed to be placed out in the open, on a wall, and bent into different shapes. I could have used strip lights for these couple spaces instead, but again, since these came in about the right length, I just went with the rope lights. But as I just mentioned, they're designed to be put into different shapes. Govee offers some different suggestions and instructions on how to get your lights into these shapes. I think depending on your room type, these would look pretty good on a wall. That's just not the vibe I was going for in my living room. For both lights, attached to the light is a controller. With 3 buttons on the controller, you can turn on or off the lights, cycle through 9 colors, or enter music mode. Also, by pressing and holding the bottom button, you can cycle through 6 different brightness levels. You can peel off the adhesive film on the back of the control box, which allows you to stick the box in a location where it's out of sight. The main thing is to make sure that it's near the source of music, since the control box has a mic, which listens for music and produces different lighting effects based on the music playing. Of course, course, you can use this mode during a movie as well. Again, just need to make sure the box is near your speaker. Typically, I'm just using these lights as accent lights that just stay one color. But it is fun to switch it up every now and again, especially if you have some guests over and want to show them what your lights can do. Speaking of what these lights can do, there are many different modes and options for customizing these lights. I'll cover some of the more popular features and ones that I've been using. Opening the app, you have several choices for choosing different color schemes for the lights. By just choosing a color, you can pick from 16 million different color options. Beyond just the color options, you can also pick what segments of lights display different color choices. There are 15 different segments on the first gen rope light and 14 for the second gen rope light. It's easy to select and deselect different segments. Otherwise, you can simply select all and change the whole light rope. Other than just choosing a color, you can also choose from 11 different scene categories, which offer as many as 30 different lighting configurations in each category. One of the scene categories is called Shapes. Essentially, this mode offers color suggestions for different shapes that you might configure your rope light to. Other scene categories include nature, festival, life, movies, music, and more. Depending on what kind of lighting you're in the mood for, there should be a scene that fits whatever you're looking for. Then there's music mode.
Hey Siri, play Back in Black by AC/DC.
In this mode, the lights change based on the music rhythm. It's able to do this through the mic on the control box. As I mentioned before, the control box should be ideally placed near the source of the music. It worked out for the lights I put behind my media console since I had my HomePod and soundbar in that area. With the light control box nearby, it's able to easily pick up the beat. Now for the second gen lights that I have under the coffee table, it's a bit too far away to reliably pick up on the beat of the music. There are 11 different music mode options for Gen 1 and 12 for Gen 2. I think the lights react best to the energetic music mode. However, this is the only mode you can't adjust the colors to. For all the music modes, you can adjust the sensitivity of the mic pickup. This is helpful to fine-tune how the lights react to the music, since performance can vary depending on how far away the control box is from the music source. If you have no option but to place the lights and control box away from the source of music, you have another option for them to still work well in music mode. Instead of depending on the control box to pick up the music, you can use the mic on your phone. You just need to give Govee permission to use the mic on your phone and keep your phone somewhat close to the music source. There are a few more options for different light modes. There's a DIY and finger sketch mode where you can customize different sections of the lights, choose what effect they have, and the speed at which the lights display those effects. Really, these two modes are just about the same. It's just that DIY mode lets you save different scene creations. Finger sketch mode just goes back to the last effect you created. Lastly, there's an AI mode. In this mode, you can ask a bot to generate different lighting effects. I haven't used AI mode much, but I have tried a few of the prompts, such as saying, I'm about to watch a movie. It dimmed the lights and set them to a slow pulsing effect. While there are a lot of features with the app and lights, there are some drawbacks. First off, the AI bot isn't ChatGPT, so it's limited in what it can recommend and offer. But there's also limitations with the lights. Since these rope lights don't come with a camera, the lights won't be able to color match your TV or the show or movie you're watching. As I mentioned before, the second gen model is Matter compatible, but the first gen isn't, which is why I had to connect it to an Apple Home compatible smart plug. Due to this, I lose some functionality of having Siri control the lights. She can only turn on and off the first gen, but not dim them or change the colors. Also, as I mentioned before, I ran out of clips with the second gen lights, entirely my fault, but I do think they could have came with another bag of clips, especially since clips are inexpensive. Other than those couple of gripes, I really like both these Govee rope lights. They added some needed light behind my media console and coffee table, which enhance our movie and show watching experience. They're both simple to set up and offer the ability to customize the lights to just how you would like them. I'd recommend these to anyone looking to add a little bit more light to their living room and bedroom. They're easy to hide and create a fun ambience. That's it for my review on these Govee rope lights. Let me know your thoughts on these and if you would put these in your own setup. Otherwise, thanks for watching, please subscribe, and I'll catch you for the next review.